I want these media guys to, this kid come from nothing like myself. So when these kids come from nothing, and when he was a kid, when he didn't have nothing, I make sure that the biggest match is out there. So in due time, we never know. It could be him, it could be him.
格闘技ファンの皆様こんにちは。格闘控室マーシャルアーツニュースのお時間です。本日も私麦子がお送りします。スキルスピードパワー、すべてがマジですごい。エキシビジョンでのビジネスに陰りの見え始めたフロイドは今後自身のプロモーターとしてのビジネスにより注力していくことになると思いますが、ドル箱であるジャーボンテイ・デイビスがメイウェザープロモーションズを離脱してしまった今、新たなスター選手を囲い込むことが急務となっています。そんな中、メイウェザーが育てた秘蔵っ子カーメル・モートンがメイウェザープロモーションズの大きなバックアップを受けてスーパーフェザー級4回戦にて鳴り物入りでデビューをしました。結果はモートンが1ラウンド TKO で勝利を収めましたが、その勝利者インタビューにてモートンとフロイドは記者からなぜか井上のことを聞かれ困惑しています。事の始めはシャクール・スティーブンソンへのインタビューでした。まずはそちらから順に見ていきましょう。
What fight was that? Oh, for my last fight actually, against Yoshino, I sparred him. I think he the truth. He got speed. He got good boxing skills. I think he ready. He's a great fighter. I can't wait to see what happens in the future with him.
Who does he remind you of? If you have to say, he reminds me of.
Stylistically, maybe like in a way. With more punches, because he kind of throw more punches than Inoue, because he's fast, sharp, keep his hands up. So I say like an Inoue with a lot more punches.
Good compliment.
How strong of a puncher? I mean, he's a kid right now, so you can't tell how strong he is right now. Through the years, he's probably going to be able to punch real good.
Speaking of spars.
このようにシャクールはモートンを高く評価し、比較として井上の名前を出しました。その後、注目されたモートンのプロ初戦はモートンの1ラウンド TKO 勝利に終わり、その勝利者インタビューで
This is for Curmel and for Floyd, if you can answer this. We were with Shakur Stevenson yesterday. He had very high praise for you. He spoke about not in detail about the sparring, but just he was so impressed with you in the sparring earlier this year. And when he was asked who you remind him of, he said Naoya Inoue, which is pretty high praise. I'm just wondering what you think of that, and Floyd, maybe who he reminds you of.
Yeah, I've known Shakur for a long time throughout the amateurs. He watched me grow up in the amateurs too, and with the comparison, I mean, Inoue is a solid fighter. He has skills. He's fast, strong, but I feel like I'll be a lot bigger than him. I'll be a lot better fighter than him when it's all said and done. And I'm just getting started. I'm 17. It's my pro debut, and I feel like I have a lot of potential, and I'm gonna show it. So.
ここで明らかにフロイドはこの質問への嫌悪感を示します。それは愛弟子を誰かの真似と表現したくなかったのか、それともまた井上かよといった感じなのか、本心は分かりませんが、私には井上の話題が2階級上のこんなところにも上がってくることにうんざりしているように見えました。
I can't really say who his style is like. You know, that kid from Japan, he's a hell of a fighter. And what we doing in today's time, we making dream matches. No different from we done the Mayweather Canelo, we done the Mayweather McGregor, we done the Mayweather Pacquiao. We do the biggest matches out there. So in due time, we never know. It could be him, and I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but the kid from Japan, if that's okay, no disrespect. But and we know Shakur is one hell of a fighter, and soon he'll be in a position where he's beating everybody. Then eventually, everybody be calling you out. No different from everybody wants to fight Tank. That's just how it works in the sport of boxing. At one particular time, I wanted to fight everyone. It was very difficult. It was very hard. Then once I became the man, damn near 20 years, I was the man, and every fighter wanted to fight me. So that's how it works. But I want these media guys to, take some time out their schedules, some time and just go to the gym and see how these fighters run. Follow them when they go home, see how they live. This kid come from nothing like myself, so when these kids come from nothing, and when he was a kid, when he didn't have nothing, I make sure that I was there. So these are the things that we don't talk about, or we don't, I don't glorify, because when I do certain things, I do it with just a beautiful heart for a kid like this. When he was a kid, if him and his father Curtis can barely make ends meet, I want to make sure that their rent was paid. I wanted to make sure they had food in their refrigerator. When I get on the podium and I win a fight, I never talk about these things. Mark my word, remember this. Within 24 months, he'll be a multi-millionaire. Remember I told you that. Now mark it down, because I told you guys before. Remember I told you guys about certain things. I told you guys about Gervonta Tank Davis. You guys didn't listen. I told you about how easy the Pacquiao fight was going to be. You guys said it wasn't so. I'm like Nostradamus. Y'all know when I predict something, it's going to be what it's going to be. So within 24 months, he'll be a millionaire.
Hey,
What up?
this is Skip Brown from Dante's Boxing Nation. Congratulations, young man, on a great victory. I have a two-part question, one for you and one for
I think he be at my gym, don't he?
yeah. So my first question to you is, you're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right?
What are we rating ourselves on? What are we rating on?
Okay.
Well, we're gonna know in the least amount of fights. I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right. No disrespect, champ. No disrespect.
こんな感じでモートンの会見場なのにいつものフロイド節を炸裂させ、なぜか自分のアピールに余念のないメイウェザーですが、最後のやり取りはさすがフロイド、すげえエンターテイナーだなぁと感心する反面、私には薄らいでいく自分の影響力に対する焦りのようなものも少し感じ取れました。フロイド・メイウェザーという圧倒的なカリスマを中心として形成されるアフリカ系アメリカ人の強固なコミュニティは、ボクシングのビジネスを独占する思惑を持って広がりを見せてきたのですが、井上尚弥という過去に例を見ない異質の存在により、今大きく揺らぎ始めています。パッキャオより力強く、メイウェザーより鋭く、これまでの選手がどうあがいてもできないほどの先を読む井上のボクシングは、見ている観客にエポックメイキングな衝撃を与え、彼らにとっての今までのボクシングの常識を超えてしまう驚異の存在となりつつあり、軽量級という今まで相手にされなかった階級の話題を大きく飛び越え、ボクシング界の一つの歴史的な転換点を作りつつあります。現在ボクシング界で世界的なアイコンとなりうる選手は、テレンス・クロフォード、ジャーボンテイ・デイビス、デビン・ヘイニー、シャクール・スティーブンソンなどライト級以上にしか存在せず、それらの選手がこぞって軽量級の井上に言及するというのは実はかなりの異常事態と言えるでしょう。また、これら黒人選手たちのボクシングスタイルは良くも悪くもメイウェザーの延長線上にあり、引退してしまったフロイドの評価を超えることは絶対にないのですが、ボクシング史上類を見ない動きで華麗になぎ倒す井上のスタイルは、これまでのボクシング界の価値観を塗り替えてしまう可能性を秘めており、永遠のボクシングシンボルとして稼ぎ続けたいフロイド・メイウェザーにとって井上は極めて不都合な存在になりつつあると言えるでしょう。ちなみにモートンは井上尚弥 vs フルトン戦の翌日にもインタビューを受けており、
Fight yesterday morning, right? I'm not gonna grind you up, but we're laughing about it right now. Inoue and Fulton. What's your reaction to what you think about Inoue and Fulton?
Yeah, I knew it. Inoue was nice. I knew they call him the monster for a reason. But I was wrong. I thought Fulton was gonna win. I thought Fulton would be able to outbox him. But man, Inoue, he brought it. Best man won.
You worked with Inoue's sparring partner before. Did you expect that kind of power with a guy going up from 118 to 122? Because a lot of people they don't. You being in those weight classes, they don't understand the difference between a 115 and 122. They think it's all the same.
Yeah,
Explain it to people.
It's definitely different. You know, it's all about the technique, really. Even the weight. If you know how to punch, you know how to punch. I mean, Tank can go up to wherever, he gonna still crack. But yeah, hey. But anyway, hit different.
Do you think Inoue can go up to 26 and 30?
I think 30 is what he peak out at. I think 30 he could take over that division. 35.
Too much,
guys,
right? That's too much.
Them guys will dog it.
Within Inoue, right, what do you feel like Fulton did wrong? And do you feel like Inoue set up that right hand? Because he kept doing the jab with the left to the body.
He was taking that jab to the body a lot. And yeah, it was a great performance by Inoue. I was actually surprised. That's what I was worried about. I was worried about Inoue's power, but I didn't expect Inoue to outbox Fulton. I thought Fulton had the talent and the skill, but the fight proved otherwise.
Because he was able to out-finesse, out-speed. Was that kind of weird?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Fulton's biggest mistake, I think he gave Inoue too much respect, and his stance was a little too wide. You know, he couldn't really counter or move as quick because he was so stretched out, and that's how he got caught with the right hand action.
So you taking a debut at 126. What about 4 or 5 years down the line? You and Inoue a super fight at 130. How would you fight Inoue?
I don't want to give up my game plan too much, but I definitely use my skills against him. He's a very skillful fighter himself, but I feel like he's open for counters a lot because he come in aggressive, and he uses speed. But against a fast fighter, you know, time will beat him every time. So
that may be your super fight down the line.
Yeah.
Let's get that Curmel versus the monster Inoue. All right, Curmel. Leading off, man. Canelo, Charlo.
とこのようにつぶらな瞳で答えており、タンクと雰囲気似てるからちょい悪なやからかなと思ってたけど、意外とキュートな少年って感じですね。歯を矯正してるのもチャーミングです。でもボクシングと歯の矯正ってめっちゃ組み合わせ悪いと思うんですけど。モートンの素晴らしさを井上との対比で語っていたシャクール・スティーブンソンは、現在のボクシング界で最強の一角であることは間違いなく、最近の彼はことあるごとに井上の名前を口にしています。
Can you build your ultimate fighter? Power, speed, ring IQ, and defense?
Power, speed, ring IQ, defense. Power, Mike Tyson. Actually, no. Wilder punching. Speed. Inoue or Floyd. Floyd or Inoue.
Defense.
Pernell Whitaker or me.
And ring IQ. / attitude.
Attitude?
Yeah, man. Categories now.
Attitude, if you add an attitude to it, I say with ring IQ, Sugar Ray Leonard.
スピードは井上かフロイドと言った後、フロイドか井上と言い直しているあたりに、彼らの目に見えぬコミュニティの存在と隠しきれない本音が出てしまっているような気がしますね。パウンド・フォー・パウンドの頂点を狙う位置にいるトップ選手にとって、もうフロイドの技術は掘り尽くされた過去のものになりつつあるのです。そしてこちらのインタビューでは、
Inoue and his team, they've given indications that they want to eventually get up to fighting Tank. What do you think about that? Is he just too small to do it, or?
Man, tell him come up and fight me then.
Would you go to Japan?
I would definitely. I ain't gonna set myself up. We'll see if the negotiations happen.
Right.
But yeah, tell him come up and fight me. I love to fight. Anyway, he a hell of a fighter. I think. Honestly, he's probably one of the fighters I've been watching the most lately, so I give him his credit for his skills, his speed, his power, everything is tremendous. But I think he's just a little too small.
Was you surprised the way he beat Cool Boy stuff?
Was I surprised? 50-50 with that. I kind of could have seen that. Like I kind of seen that he was that skillful. But I think maybe with Cool Boy with that weight, he was coming down from a lot of weight. That probably was a bit of a problem.
なんか本当に戦いたい感じに見えますよね。シャクールはキャリアをフェザーからスタートし、スーパーフェザー、ライトと階級を上げてきた経緯があるので、ひょっとしたらスーパーフェザーまでなら井上戦のために体を作ってくれるかもしれません。なんていろいろ想像するとめっちゃ興奮します。ちなみにシャクールのボクシングスタイルは井上とは真逆で、ディフェンス重視、 アウトボックスでポイントアウトを狙うスタイルです。しかし塩試合と呼ばれることも多く、好みはかなり分かれるんじゃないかな。あまり観客受けするスタイルではないのですが、フロイドがこのスタイルでも自分を上手にプロモーションすれば巨万の富を得ることができることを証明してからは、アフリカ系アメリカ人ボクサーの主流になっています。ヘイニーやフルトンもこのスタイルですよね。しかしその完成度は素晴らしく、シャクールが徹底して塩に徹すれば井上もかなり危ないんじゃないかってくらいのもんです。実際にシャクールは対井上戦を具体的に想定している節があり、このインタビューでは
Your name's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The celebrities, when I go on red carpets, a lot of people already have you on the pound for pound list. Who does Shakur Stevenson have in his top 5?
What we saying is like, what do we mean by top 5? Like we speaking on accolades or skills or like, you know, it's like different type of pound for pound list. Because if we speak on accolades, it's like a different list than like skills.
I think skills.
Top 5 most skilled in boxing. Skilled fighters. Number 1, me. I'm going with myself for number 1. Number 2, but number 3. This one tricky. This where it get a little tricky. I want to say right now I've been watching a lot of Inoue, so I like Inoue.
He's very talented.
4, I'm gonna go with Tank. I'm gonna go with Tank. 5, skillfully, I say 5. I say maybe like I like Tyson Fury.
Inoue and Tank. If Inoue moves up, what happens?
I mean, I don't know. I don't like that. I gotta see more anyway.
Okay, how about Inoue and Shakur Stevenson at 35, if he comes up to see you?
Dixon's will play a major key in that fight, and he's like really small. So like I know how to like keep him at bay. But I still have to like watch out for him like jumping in, 'cause he jump in real good, and he's quick and fast with his little jumping.
I want to ask you this: when Eminem walked out.
井上が小柄なことを利用して彼を入らせないようにする方法がある。だが彼の鋭い飛び込みにはやはり注意せねばなるまい。この言葉一つでもシャクールが対井上戦を脳内でかなりシミュレートしていることが伺えます。3階級上の超エリートボクサーが適当にゴリ押しすりゃ勝てるだろうとは思わずに、対井上戦をアウトボックス主体で慎重に試行錯誤しているあたりに、井上が持つ恐るべきポテンシャルとシャクールの持つ一流の慧眼がうかがえます。一流は一流を知るという言葉がありますが、一流を一流たらしめるものは何なのか。それは気づくということです。平凡な人間が及んでいない思考にたどり着くということです。一流であるがゆえにどうしても相手の非凡な能力に気づいてしまう。それはフロイド自身が今最も痛感していることなのかもしれません。格闘控室では今後も格闘家のちょっとしたトピックを追いかけていくので、よろしければチャンネル登録をお願いします。ご視聴ありがとうございました。